Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
When you brought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trust the young was misled in our past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry.
We're commemorating the sacrifice of our King, Hamashiach Yahawashi, right? We're commemorating his mighty sacrifice, man. He went to the death and to the torment with no fear, with nothing but courage and complete faith in the Most High God that he will be resurrected and serve at the right hand of the Most High God, man. Right? So when you keep in this Passover, you have to make sure that you are ready to partake of that unleavened bread. You have to make sure that you're ready to partake of that lamb. You have to make sure that you're ready to partake of that bitter herb, because this is not a light thing. This is a mighty and heavy feast day to be a part of, and it's a blessing and an honor and a great mercy from the Most High God to be a part of. So take this with much gratitude and with much sincerity, and when the next Passover comes, you're even more defined and even better than before. Come Nashallah.
I hope y'all like that. That was Supplication by Roy the Chef. It's dangerous out here. I hope you guys make it home safe.
Yo, what was that about? Don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand.
Us, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics are walking around and they do not realize that they have a nation. But you do. Sometimes we can take that gift for granted, Con. We can take that thing for granted. But we have a nation. What does that mean? That means we have a culture, which y'all are enjoying. We got music. But most of all, what? We have a God. Con? Now with that comes responsibility. It comes your discipline or your religion. That's what religion is. It's your discipline. And what does the God that we serve require? We know that he has laws. We know that he has a son that's our savior. We know that he has prophets that's deep. And all of that is deep and spiritual. But there's something that I want the nation to focus on with the little time that I have today. That is brotherhood. Brotherhood, which follows with sisterhood, is the same thing. Brotherhood is the final chamber. See, we can get deep with all the prophecy. We can understand all the breakdowns. But if we can't solve the puzzle of brotherhood, then we've accomplished nothing as a nation. Y'all with me so far? Y'all tracking me? All right. I promise I ain't going to be long-winded. Listen to me. In Psalms 133, the Lord said, that the unity of brethren, there is nothing better than that. Y'all know that scripture? And in the New Testament, Paul told us in Romans 12, he said that we have to honor each other in brotherly love. What? Preferring one another. That's something we ain't figured out yet. It has to become against our religion to disrespect one of our own people. Y'all hear me? It has to become against our culture to be violent towards one of our own. We gotta always see the humanity in one of our brothers and sisters like the other nations see in theirs. They got no quarter when it comes to you. They cruel, they impatient when it comes to you. And when we looking for love, some of our own brothers have become like the nations to try to separate themselves from the hurt that come with what we come from. But you can't escape that thing. You gotta heal it. You gotta accept it, embrace it, and what the Lord say? You gotta show brotherly love with affection towards one another. All right? Sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes we look at our own as the enemy also. So you got the enemies all around you, and then you got your own brother looking at you the same way. We can't have that, Khan. It has to become against our God to be disrespectful to one another. We got to look at another brother that look like us, another sister that look like us, and say it's a part of my religion to love and honor you. Okay? For me to serve my God properly, I got to love you. We got to do it like that, Israel. We got to watch how we talk about each other, the things that we say. These words carry meaning. And we got to be mighty to build each other up. What is our culture and our music that they giving to us in these last days, man? It ain't building us up. So we got to be able to do that for each other, because y'all are the ones that are aware that what? You got a nation. Say that. Say nation. You have a nation. All right? You're not carrying a flag that come with your slavery. You're not carrying a flag that come with you being the last. Your needs being the last. You walking with the banner of Zion. That means you are what? Deuteronomy 7:6. You above all what? Nations. So you got to live and walk in that truth, man. So an event like this is so powerful because, and this is what I tell our brothers in the camp all the time, when you get around your people in a circumstance like this, receive the love that you're getting. Don't be competitive. Don't be trying to shine. When brothers come and dap you, take that in and receive that graciously and let it build you up. Let it increase your battery, your spiritual battery, man. So all of this love that's being passed around, let it wash over you in the name of our Lord, Khan. And what that's going to do, that's going to heal you. Okay? We become too callous because the world is hard and it's impatient with us and it's hard on us. We become too callous. So when we get an event like this and you can let your guard down, go ahead. All right? Let that love wash over you and let it heal your body, man. Let it heal your mind. All right? Look at these children playing. I heard a brother earlier who was rhyming. He said this is like the kingdom. Look at the children happy and playing. Us as adults, we need some happiness too, man. And you know where you're going to find it? With your nation. That's where you're going to find it. All right? You're looking for love? Go to your people. You're looking for respect? Go to your people. Because it should be readily given to you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? All right? I ain't trying to bore y'all to death. My name is Brother Joel. Brother Yahweh Awesome called me. I represent the Sons of Thunder Israelites. It is our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Because y'all needs...
Yeah. Yeah. Live longer.
The A-Smack.
Yeah.
Placed in a timeline a long time ago. I'm just trying to figure out where I fit. I see the world for what it is. Down to the gates of hell we descend, serving the gods of our fathers without no need to repent. We morally blinded, looking for water in dry deserts. With our efforts we apply more pressure. Who be praying for me? Trying to pull out some pleasure from pain, and we keep this up until nothing remains. The The world keeps spinning, poor get poor, rich get rich, the good die young. Shots pop, chicks get hit, death is surround us. You can't escape the angel when he calls. Your days are numbered, don't you waste them all. And time keep ticking, with the hand of God I write my vision, hoping my family can go and make a lifestyle with it. Your pain come with a story, you could beat your issue, but if you kill yourself today, you gon' take it with you. Live longer, we here for what we here for.
What you here for?
The story to tell. I don't know where my story gon' end, but if I wake up, I'll do it again. I just gotta live longer. I just gotta live longer. Who am I? I'm just passing by with the wisdom from the one. Don't you forget it. You were sent on this mission to bear witness. Humanity tripping, right and wrong inside the pot, they mixed it. Kill a kid with a gun, shoot him down in his kitchen. Kill a kid in the womb, they gon' tell you it's different. You should ask, what's life? The burden you carry is to observe. In a place where you get nailed to a cross, speaking the word. Take laws, break laws, who really protect it? In God we trust, who really respect it? This America race to the finish line, black and white, who supreme? 60 shots, knee to the neck. Yeah, it's hard to breathe, you crying for peace, trying to release anger, you hanging your head down in defeat, cause you see your people in need. Who are we? Questions we avoid, not to get destroyed. For the pleasures we enjoy, we ain't making noise. You see us struggling, lack of understanding of our nature. The way we truly are is not the way they take us. Dealing with scars that the last generation gave us. Parents create us, but they can't save us. Some sleeping in a slumber, they'll never wake up. For the sake of everything good, I'd save them all if I could. Listen clear, be aware, your pain come with a story. Don't forget to leave it here, live longer. We here for what we here for.
What you here for?
Got a story to tell. I don't know where my story gon' end, but if I wake up, I'll do it again. I just gotta live longer.
Do it again. Do it again.
I just gotta live longer. Lonely roads get more lonely, no friends. Your shadow, your only homie. I can sympathize for the weary, though your eyes getting teary. Survive, you still alive when the eyes looking scary.
Stop playing with this logo. Stop playing with this logo. Shalom, shalom. Yahabashem Yashah Barakatam. Shalom to the nation. Kwame Yashala. Let me know if my microphone is working well. Tonight is very important. Let me know if my microphone is working well. Let me know if my microphone is working well. Y'all can hear me? As I wear clothing designed by my people, glasses designed by my people, in a setup in a studio built by my people, on a class made for my people, with a message specifically for my people, tonight is very important. The elephant in the room. Charlie Merck. What's his name? Sarlie Smirk. What is the guy's name? Charlie somebody. Charlie. I'm pretty sure his name is Charlie. Whoever he is, he's irrelevant. What is his relevance? Marley Burp, whoever, he's irrelevant. My wife showed concern as I discussed what I was going to do for class. She said, be careful talking about him Even immigrants are being threatened, having their visas revoked by the government if they even evaluate or discuss his politics. And she had fear because she cares for me. She had fear. When you do a class, be careful how you talk about him. And I thought to myself, I love you for caring about me, but I serve the true and living God. Far be it from me when I serve the only real God. What can man do to me? And then I got furious with anger. I thought about my people and how many black people wept for this guy. What's his name? I got to Google his name because he's irrelevant to me. But he seemed to be a pretty popular public figure. He messed around and got shot by one of his own people, white on white crime, disgusting behavior, animalistic behavior those people show. They're so violent historically. Always assassinating their own public figures if they're not killing one of our leaders who statistically show nonviolent behavior. Disgusting. I just got furious with anger that some guy who means nothing to me or my family he intrudes on my free speech. It just bothered me. It just made my skin crawl. As I thought about what to do for my class and all of the people who study with me, 144 watching, powerful number. All of my people who study with me week in and week out. And the lessons that I bring to you. You know, I'm always in a jovial mood. Who am I kidding? You know, I'm always furious with anger when I see the state of my community. You know, this blowhard big mouth. I watched a football game last night. There's a moment of silence for this guy. What is this? Not a war hero we're talking about. This is a podcaster. This is a talking head. Excuse me? A moment of silence for what? I'm watching a football game. How does he get a moment of silence? Making him into some type of hero. This person's relevance, you know, watching him, you know, okay, the jig is up. Of course, I know who this person is. Knowledge is power. I'm aware of many things. My sarcasm is to make a point. In reality, he has zero relevance to me and my people. However, I see him as a public figure who intrudes into my culture. I'm going to tell you the mechanism that was Charlie Kirk. No longer exists. But I'm going to tell you the mechanism that he was and his purpose. And I'm going to tell you how to maneuver and navigate concerning his politics and what it means to you as a Black, Native, or Hispanic. Because I am someone who actually cares about your well-being. Make no mistake, Charlie Kirk, people like him, and his replacements, Nick Fuentes, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, who's a so-called Black woman, they're not so concerned with your well-being. They're concerned with politics. And politics has always been about money. I'm concerned with your well-being. Your well-being starts with your mental state. America's politics has changed over the years as information has become more and more readily available. It's getting harder and harder to lie to you. It's getting harder and harder to obfuscate information. Think about it. You live in a time where they got AI bots that can tell you information like that. Information that you wouldn't really readily have access to. You can research things now that you would have to take classes for months to learn how to research. Probability and statistics, you'd have to pass that course to learn some of this data. Some of you will have to get a master's course to learn some of the things that AI could teach you within a few minutes. Information is power. A nation that's armed with information is very difficult to deceive. And if I can't deceive you, I can't push you in the direction I want you to go. You understand? See, I'm not here to mock the dude, how he died, and get my lick back for how they mocked George Floyd for months. T-shirts, jokes on Instagram, jokes on Twitter, endless jokes about a black man who he didn't bother none of these people that are making the jokes. George Floyd didn't do nothing to none of these people. They never met him before. They don't know nothing about him. They developed this hatred for him because the media put this information out. He robbed a woman who was pregnant at gunpoint. You didn't know nothing about that. You don't even know if that's true or not. That's just a report that was made about him. Black people lead the nation in false reports and exonerations. Did you know that? The DA would say anything about a black man. He robbed this place at gunpoint. And then later, he didn't do that. But he did go to jail for it. But later it was found out that his prints were never found. Tory Lane's sitting in jail right now. It's no proof that his DNA was on the weapon. They won't even give him the appeal. And he's a famous black person. Brother, sitting. Sean Combs got more money than you could dream of. Sitting. And he's freaking off just like all these white boys do. Doing the same stuff that they doing. Minus the child trafficking that they do and get away with. All the politicians at the government level. You know, the people that killed Epstein. Hypocrites, all of them. Disgusting creatures. They're creatures. They're monsters, right? But remember, black people are the problem with America. And that's the narrative that needs to be pushed. So to push that narrative, you have to push it to people who are willing to accept it. You can't push it to grown adults. The people that survived the civil rights movement, we're not buying that. We're not buying that. We were there with your racist police chiefs and your racist fire captains, letting us burn alive in houses, not willing to save us. We saw that side of America. You're not going to convince us we the bad guys. We know y'all evil. We were there when people getting burned alive and hung. You standing around, taking pictures, cutting off our fingers and using them as souvenirs. There was people alive for that. You can't convince those people that black people are the problem. We didn't ask to be here. We just survived and tried to live. You can't convince the people in Fort Myers that they're the problem. You built a highway through our city. You didn't want to be with us. You didn't want to integrate with us. You hated Negroes. Okay, fine. We live amongst ourselves. We stopped tap dancing for you. We give up the American dream. You don't want to be friends with us. All right, boss. We live amongst ourselves. Oh, you built a highway. Okay, well, we go up to Charlotte. Oh, you built a highway. Okay, well, we go up to Baltimore. Oh, you built a highway. Okay, we're going to Newark. Oh, you burn it down. Okay, we go to Tulsa. Oh, you burn it down. Pattern here. We can't seem to get away from you monsters. You can't convince those people that black people are the problem and they don't want to work. We go to Lake Lanier. Oh, you dam up the water and drown us all. Kill us. Then you got a whole new generation of black people. You got to fund your war. So you pump crack into the neighborhoods. Oh, we got to make y'all the problem. Well, wait a minute. You guys had COINTELPRO. You guys killed Fred Hampton. Wait a minute. We had civil rights leaders. You slaughtered them. You can't convince that generation that they was the problem. They all retiring now or in retirement now. Taught all of their children to stay the hell away from y'all. We're those kids. Those of us that were able to avoid the crack epidemic and didn't become dealers ourselves, enticed by money, sitting doing 30, 40 years, RICO cases, etc. There's a whole new generation, 18 to 25. And that generation is going to decide the future. But they got access to information. And what they're finding out is white people are evil. Monsters. The history is so dark, it's embarrassing. And nobody wants to take credit for it. Propaganda. Make America great again. My generation said, what you mean by that? Remember we fought it? When was America great? And then Candace Owens and them appeared. People that look like us, but they weren't on our side. Remember the first time you heard of Candace Owens? She was arguing with T.I. You were like, who this black lady? She's supposed to be on our team. What is she doing? T.I. up there screaming. When was America great? What are you talking about? But Malcolm X told you, your entertainers are not supposed to be your civil rights leaders. They too tied in. The money that they're getting paid by them Jew boys, they can't do the job correctly. T.I. had to get quiet. Now he's a comedian and he ain't saying nothing no more. It's all intertwined. Puffy tried to open his mouth too fat. He's sitting. It's all intertwined. Where does Candace Owens ladies come from? She's married to a white man, but she's a very good polemic. And she's friends with Charlie. That's her buddy. They dancing. Jay-Z don't say nothing. Kanye's your favorite, but he's from our generation. But Kanye got the mental problems, and we took Kanye, put a red hat on him, bugged him out, gave him a witch for a wife. All of this happened around the time they killed Trayvon and convinced you that Trayvon deserved to die because black teenagers are scary. They're strong and got muscles. And your black president, who's really all about the LGBT movement, but you didn't understand that because you were so happy to have a black president, but now you're finding out all he was about was the gays. And they was killing all them black people on camera, traumatizing you. Snuff film after snuff film. CNN just posting it. Creating a narrative little by little that black people the problem. But their lives don't matter. We could kind of kill a nigga. Meanwhile, white people going crazy, still being animals, shooting up schools, showing you their youth are still sociopaths, psychopaths. And my generation watching it like, yo, anybody going to do anything about this? Damn, I need money. Damn. I don't have time to concentrate on this. I need money. And your celebrities is too rich to like you. They don't want to be friends with you. They're not people. They're not about the people. You know, they're not Muhammad Ali. They don't want to come around and shake hands, you know. I seen Killer Mike at the car wash out here in Atlanta, and I didn't want an autograph, and I didn't want any of his time. I just wanted to, you know, commend him on his music and the work that he does, but he was disgusted by the thought of having to talk to me, and it was all on his face, like, oh my God, this nigga about to bother me. So he pretended to have a 2-hour phone call while they detailed his car, and it was annoying because he wasn't really on the phone, and I was just like, bro, I don't want to talk to you. I'm getting my car detailed too. You stop acting like I want to talk to you. It's over. I am not gonna bother you. Like, he was going out of his way to avoid me, the other black guy in the like, these are your celebrities. So it's like, I get it, you know, but that's all you got left. Meanwhile, I'm an activist myself. He has no idea who he had the chance to meet because I'm somebody. These are the things that's going on. All the while the white man is making his move in changing the narrative for his next generation. But our next generation is like, who do we look to? Y'all just want to get money from us. Y'all don't even want to meet us. So now our next generation is looking to the white man saying, well, I guess I want to be with y'all. I don't like black people either. And now you got them teaching our youth the problems in the black community. I see all of the landscape. Do y'all see the entire landscape? Do you read these comments on social media? A lot of them are black people buying into the statistics and stats. Do y'all understand what Clubhouse is when you see the conversation of the black Christian and he discusses black issues as if he's a white man with no sensitivity for the historical narrative and the reality of the situation, nor does he speak from a lived experience? He also uses stereotypes. Don't bully Killer Mike. That was just my experience. Maybe he was having a bad day. It's just the reality. Nobody's trying to build. Everybody's looking for a check. But then you got Charlie. He's a hero to his white constituency. The white kids is around him. Like all them Hamites was around Muhammad Ali when he was about to fight George Foreman. They have heroes. What do we have? We have rappers. We got R&B singers. We got basketball players. Isn't it cool to mock and make fun of Umar Johnson? Don't all of our talk show hosts and celebrities make fun of Umar too? He is the only black leader we got. Name another. All of your black people in politics are an embarrassment, or they're gay, or they're a woman who's cosplaying a ghetto black woman because she believes that's going to increase votes. So now it's an act. That's not trustworthy. Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings said that Charlie's children will never want for anything. He's going to pay for everything, and he black. That's one of our guys. I know a multitude of black people that have been unalived by vagrant whites this year, and the news ain't cover it. Same way that Ukrainian girl got done. I know a black girl that got done like that in Ohio. The news don't care. No narrative, no story. I know 3 black people got unalived by a white boy. Gun violence. Random attack on a bus. 3 black people unalived. NFL ain't had no moment of silence for them. Where all them black girls at that's missing from the DMV? Justin Jefferson can't tell you Charlie's politics. He jumped up and said, I'm going to take care of his daughters. What? Which NFL player said, Umar, you've been trying to build this school forever. I'm going to cover all the bills. School going to be built this year. It's done. I'm going to handle it. You have no leadership. And you running to the other nations for guidance. So when Charlie do his world tour, he's providing guidance to the next generation of white children and the black children that have the courage. They're not informed, but they have the courage to stand up and challenge his thought processes. They get embarrassed. He uses them as a prop and clips them and puts it on his Instagram. I searched his whole Instagram on the day he got unalive. I searched his whole Instagram. I said, damn. And the only clip he had of black people agreeing with him, he got this black woman up there parading around her daughter, talking to her about how there's no black fathers in the household. Like that's his lived experience. And then you look in the comments, he got programs for black fathers. Like, excuse me. We don't need Charlie Kirk to have programs for black fathers. Who that? Who you? We'll handle that. You work on stopping school shootings, and also you work on controlling the temperament of white people in corporate America and microaggressions. It is abysmal working with you people. It's awful. Insufferable. You guys are so unhappy in your home life. You come to work and you take advantage of the situation and you take it out on us. We hate being around you. Those of us that are well-adjusted and can be around you. A lot of black people can't work in corporate America. You just can't get past the screening process. Those of us that can, it's just daily suffering. Just listening to you talk sucks. You work on that, Charlie. Make campus safer. We would have liked you to figure out the psychosis, because did you know that when you were going to get unalived, white people was going to take it out on HBCUs? That ain't make no sense. White people killed Charlie. Kill black people. What? How? Why? We didn't do nothing to you. All these coons, we love you. We love the white man. Why you want to kill us? So much to talk about, so little time. Let's understand the purpose and the mechanism of this man. See, I'm not going to do what these other guys do. They get on. I'm so disappointed in so many black people. God logic. Oh my goodness. Deacon handled that. That was disgusting. We're going to talk about a lot. But look, Charlie Kirk's job is to empower the next generation of young whites so that they do not feel guilty about America's history. And they're armed with the rhetoric and the talking points to shout down the evidence against that indicts them for what they've done to be who they are today. Talking about Israel is too good of a point. And people have started to make that point. The reparation argument became too good in recent times. Hey, black people deserve reparations. Information has become too readily available, and now we have public speakers that are not afraid to point it out. What black people have been through and how they've been denied wealth systemically, and all the information that's coming out about how the government has worked on purpose to stunt the growth of black wealth in America and has preyed upon them systemically, black people deserve reparations. Money is power. White people do not want to compete with you in nothing. They don't want to fight you fair. They want an advantage. They love enjoying an advantage, but they don't like you knowing they have the advantage. It hurts their pride. That's why they hate the term white privilege. Guess who has the talking points to shout down the idea of white privilege? Charlie. He teaches millions of kids across America how to debate white privilege. White people stupid. So guess who they look to help them with that? Charlie, my hero. Somebody came to me and said, I have white privilege. What do I say, Charlie? He tell you exactly what to say. Thank you, Charlie. Here's a donation. You're my hero. How do I donate to your organization? Please come speak at my college. These black kids here are kicking our ass in formal debate. They're making us feel guilty about pretty much America as a whole. Put them in their place. And he comes and he does it. You know why? Because he's debating an 18-year-old. And he says it. Go on his Instagram. He goes, I've got 10,000 hours doing this. And it's kind of unfair that I'm talking to a 16-year-old. But that's just what it is. It's on his Instagram. And what bothers me is there's no black professor on campus. He doesn't, all those Greeks, black Greeks. I was in a fraternity. There's no black Greeks, no dean, no ADP, no professor of African-American studies, no counselor, no guidance counselor, no football coaches, no baseball coaches, no basketball head of athletics who's friends with the student body. Don't talk to Charlie Kirk. You're not prepared for that conversation. Your heart is in the right place, but you're not the person to have that conversation. Charlie Kirk needs to debate an African-American studies scholar that knows the statistics and is polemic when it comes to debating that particular topic. He does not need to be talking to you. You're actually going to misrepresent the facts, and you're going to make us look like we don't know what we're talking about as a nation. Because when you lose, it appears that we all lose. How come nobody can say that to these young people? All them white kids standing around with a MAGA hat on cheering like it's a wrestling match. And they arguing the most petty things. Charlie, you think that America, there's no racism in America? No, America's not racist. Like, for what? I'm a grown man, bro. I've been living in America. I've seen America. I've lived as a black man. I have a lived experience. Yes, America's racist. I've lived it. I've seen how a white person is treated in the same situation that I've been in, and I've been treated another way. I've been more qualified. I've been treated another way. There has been prejudice against me based on the fact that I'm black. And then when they find out that I'm black, they are ashamed and they have no explanation for me. I've been in that situation 100 times. America. But you're talking to little kids. These are kids, 16, 17. They haven't even experienced the full gambit of America's racism. They haven't even gotten to the violent part. I think about Amanda Seals talking to those people in that 20v1. Guess what those Negroes was using? Charlie Kirk talking points. Oh, now 70% of black fathers is not in the home. That's not true. 13% of the population commit 50% of the crime. That's not true. Who learned you that, boy? Who taught you that? Oh, you listening to Charlie Kirk. You listening to Nick Fuentes Ben Shapiro, people like that pass off those statistics as truth. And they're not ever talking to someone who's capable to refute those claims. They're always talking to a layman person off the street or a high school or college kid or an emotional LGBT kid who's arguing on behalf of black people. I ain't asked you to stand up. When did I ask a rainbow hair white kid that don't use pronouns to argue for my rights? I ain't asked you to say nothing for me. Zemzer. Mind your effing business. Okay? You don't represent me, number one. Don't speak for me. And don't, because they go up there and get embarrassed, and then it's like, oh, see, he knows everything, and liberal. I don't fall into none of them categories, but that's the way it goes. That's very important to white people. They feel like a victory is, now you're finding out how, but all those people that support Charlie Kirk, think about this. He against DEI, and he go on TV and he say something so plain as, think about this. He say something so plain as, when I get on a plane and I see a black pilot, I got to think to myself, I hope this person is qualified. And he thinks that's clever because he's saying, well, DEI is forcing companies to hire black people to meet a quota, even though they might not be the most qualified person, because you gotta hire them because they black. Stop. That's not what it's for. And he's arguing that the bill has all these extra incentives in it. Let me tell you something. I live in Georgia. It ain't going like that. Ain't nobody doing you no favors. Okay? Hiring manager, I don't care if he got to meet a quota. If you can't do the job, he's getting fired. You understand that? Ain't nobody hiring you if you can't do the job. We're not talking about Starbucks. We're talking about an airline, you jackass. Either you're qualified to fly a plane or you're not. You can't even be in the running to fly a plane unless you meet certain qualifications and benchmarks. Either you meet those benchmarks or you do not. But white people are racist. And I would rather have a white pilot. And if I'm the hiring manager and I would rather have a white pilot on my staff, when here comes Joel, he can fly a plane, but he ain't white. It's either between you or this guy. I'm going with this guy because he's white. There's no way you can win. I don't care if you flew in the army, Jack. But you know what? Your resume is really good. Unfortunately, we're just gonna have to go in a different direction, but keep looking, okay? You're gonna hit soon. Great things are coming your way, okay? Thank you. That's what you're gonna get hit with. DEI was made so they can't do you like that, bro. All right? You're gonna have to find one of these Negroes to hire, okay? You can't turn them all away. You need that. Or Esau he gonna skip every single one of you. And look at the job market now. Unemployment is through the roof. Black women got masters and doctors, can't get no job. Because guess what? Stereotypes are winning. Black woman is disagreeable. I don't want to work with you. She's not good for the workplace. Argumentative. I don't care about her qualifications. Black man, I'm uncomfortable. He's aggressive. White fragility is crazy. Masculine man with a beard in your office, man, who doesn't kowtow and bow to you, speaks with a deep voice, especially if he's in shape and fit. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm going this direction. They'll do it every time. And if you could make excuses for that, and if you have someone that's well-spoken that can make excuses for that, he's a hero. He's going to get a moment of silence at a football game, even though all he is a talking head. That's what you're dealing with, okay? Then they got to make it about, yeah, but does that mean he deserves to die? Don't even ask me that. Did George Floyd deserve to die? Oh, but he had fentanyl in his system. What are you talking about? What he had in his system? Did he deserve to die? Y'all have, up until last week, y'all have been justifying why the man died. Why Trayvon died. Why police can punch you in the face at a traffic stop. If I'm black, my job is to be completely 100% compliant or die. It's my lived experience. Period. Or the joke's on me. You know who explains that all the way? A polemic like Charlie. He is a champion for the people. Okay? He's better than what's the dude from Fresh and Fit? He's better than him. He went over there to London and got smoked. They was killing him, the Oxford students. But again, is he debating anybody that's an adult that's trained in this? Never. Show me that. Show me his debates against African American studies scholars on African American history in the United States. Show me him debating anybody that's studied on the statistics of Black incarceration and the logistics behind that in the United States. One person. Show me him debating one person. Never. That's not the name of the game. The name of the game is to empower whites with the rhetoric to comfort them in the face of guilt. And that's what Donald Trump's whole regime has been about. Didn't he just tell you he went to the Smithsonian and he was displeased with their display on American history? And he said it was very bad, the slavery display. What do you think slavery was? Nice? A vacation? Huh? You think waking up 3 a.m. in the morning, picking 375 pounds of cotton with no shoes, you thought that was a vacation? Eating slop and chitlins? Might get raped today? Having my fingers cut off if I don't comply? Being castrated if the old lady of the house is attracted to me because I happen to be handsome in despite of all of my oppression? You thought that was fun? Getting whipped within an inch of my life? Being separated from my family? Living in constant fear? Well, you thought that was a retreat? A vacation retreat? But America's trying to escape that narrative. They do not want responsibility for that because then we can't take credit for being the greatest country in the world, which is what we want so that we can feel good. They like little kids. Sociopath. So now, what do? In the age of information, these kids got the internet. It's faster than it's ever been. They come into high school, going to history class, asking their history teacher, yo, what's this? Y'all was doing this to us? Why you telling me we celebrating President's Day? This guy was a weirdo. Hey, this guy, Thomas Jefferson was a freak. And then your history teacher don't want to answer these questions. Donald Trump ain't trying to deal with that. These people worship him as a god. Do you hear how people discuss him and wish God's blessing upon him? Did you see how they were saying that white Jesus is taking Charlie Kirk up into heaven? Did you see that? These people, this is the white America that we are sharing the earth with. And y'all don't want to worship the Most High God and keep tabernacles and Sabbath and get on your knees and pray to Yahweh and keep the commandments. You think there's another way out of this reality. The reality is you woke up black and you're on earth with sociopaths. These people will kill you and eat you. Yeah, man. Israeli government is bananas crazy, bro. And then they'll say you committed a suicide and nobody will investigate it. And you're dead. And your family's crying, bro. And that's it. And the police tell you, please stop calling here. And your life has to go on in misery because you are an inconvenience. Because you're in the way, man. That's the reality. And the reason I can speak like this is because I really believe in Yahweh, bro. He's protecting me. And if he will not suffer a hair on my head to be touched, and he will break these heathen into 60 million pieces, or 6 million pieces, like they lie and say got touched in Auschwitz. See how I can talk like that? Playing man? I believe in Yahweh. And he gonna give me the vengeance. And it's gonna be sweet in my eyes. That is the faith. This honor have all the saints. But y'all don't really believe, and y'all playing with this. While they have people that are trained to explain away every single truth of their history. They are born from the womb lying, man. Nothing is funny. Social media, all of it is designed to brainwash you out of the truth so that you can look at the world a certain way, so that they can control you, man, so that they can live and rule in comfort. So there won't be no insurrection. They have insurrections all over the world. It's people fighting wars, but you playing PlayStation over here. Living in a fantasy. Buying sneakers. Gaza's gone. They blew up the Yemen embassy. It's done. Ukraine bombed. They bombing. What? My man in Burkina Faso had to do that on his own. Them people in South Africa had to get them whiteys out of here. That's uncomfortable movements. Black people, y'all hoping y'all football team win the Super Bowl. That's all you care about. You just watch Charlie Kirk get smoked, bruh. And Negroes is crying. Black people are crying. They're not crying because their feelings is hurt that he died. You crying because of a white dude who doesn't think you have the mental capacity? Do you really think that of yourself? Damn, I'm black. I was born black. I'm just inferior. And Charlie Kirk's right about me and my people. We're just prone to violence and we're less than, but at least I'm aware of it. So that makes me better than the average black person. And because I'm aware of it, I'm accepted by whites, which makes me special. Are you one of those Negroes? Here's one of those Negroes. Here's one of them. Look, shout out to Deacon. I didn't want to play this from God Logic's channel. I didn't want him to get the view. I'm playing it from Deacon's channel. This guy compared Charlie Kirk to Christ. What? How? You think Jesus Christ would have been supporting Israel bombing Gaza like that? Shooting babies? Raping people in internment camps? Them people is from Poland. They not even really. It don't even matter when you're talking about these dudes, bro. I can't even believe it's people like this that really exist. But that's why when I go to camp at 5 Points, you never see these dudes play with us. They know if they come down to 5 Points and talk to us, it's a Rizzy for their whole career. That's why vocab, none of them never. And how long Sons of Thunder been out? 2018? They never tried us like that. They know not these dudes because they don't want to be friends with us. They not going to get mad. They just going to make us look like idiots. And we not getting no clips to farm if we play with SOT like that. Look at this dude crying, man. What you crying for? I never seen him cry for Trayvon. I never seen him cry for George. I never seen him cry for our sister that got violated by that white sociopath. I never seen him cry for Tamir Rice. I never seen him cry for none of our black people that get unalived daily by these crooked police officers. I never seen him cry for our situation as black people, but he cried for Charlie. Charlie wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire. Charlie got 2 white daughters. If Charlie daughters was adult age, he don't want his daughters married to you. He's crying because at the end of the day, God logic needs white people. I'm calling it, bro. Nah, he crying for real, yo. You probably can't hear the audio, but he's really like wheezing and sniffling. Like he can't go on. Look at him. Look at him. I still gotta do it, guys. I'm gonna go through with it, guys. Yo, my nigga, stop it, bro. Stop, bro. I never meant that dude, but he's my least favorite apologist because of how fraudulent his spirit is. Like I'm not a hater. He's talented when it comes to his polemics with debating Muslims. He's talented. I think it's easy to destroy his Trinitarian arguments. I think the Trinity is easy to defeat in general. It's the worst Christian doctrine of them all. It is thank the Most High God for revealing to me that there's no pre-incarnate Christ, because in my desire to destroy the Trinity, that was revealed to me. And in learning that, I even learned stronger positions against the Trinity. And what I find with that person there is that he's all about fanfare. And I'm not calling him a fraud. I believe he truly believes in what he teaches, but I know why he's doing that. He's doing that because he knows that his constituency is mostly white people and they think the things that Charlie thinks. And he's fine with that. You'll never see him argue with a white racist, ever. You will never see him at the forefront of saying, hold on, those are hurtful things to say about black people, and that's not your lived experience. And your words are actually damaging to the psyche of black children who have to grow up in this world. And it's irresponsible to discuss their lived experience like that. Okay? He would never say that. He'll just act like he didn't hear it. And they could just go on speaking about black people like that. But if you were to get on the white man, he would intervene because he knows that his audience, they think that way. The white Christians, for the most part, are racist in this sense. They're against racism in all of its forms, except for racism against blacks. What do I mean? When you're racist against black people are asked to be thick-skinned and not take it personal. But when the racism comes from a black person, they are called racist. I always felt like that was the ultimate psyop. When a white person is being racist to a black person, they see the racist white person and then they turn to the black person and go, be bigger than that, bro. Be bigger than that, bro. Ignore him, bro. Ignore him, bro. But when the black person starts getting at the white man, he is then still the focus. You're being racist, bro. Wait a minute. How come you didn't turn to the white person and go, hey, be bigger than it? The white person is never addressed. Christianity is the ultimate religion in defending and protecting the interests of white people abroad. It is the perfect religion to protect the interest of white people. It's iconoclasm, and the way that it's taught, it makes being white safe. Christianity is very good at that historically. Okay, so that's why the Hebrew Israelite doctrine is a major heel or a thorn to them. Why do I say that? Because the Hebrew Israelite doctrine doesn't go to them. What do I mean by that? You don't see Catholic churches being approached by Israelites. You've never heard of a Catholic church being attacked or bombed by an Israelite. You've never heard of a Catholic church being attacked by Israel, ever. You've never heard of a Christian church being attacked by an Israelite, ever. Never. But Christians are still feeling attacked by Israelites because the Hebrew Israelite doctrine does not include them. And it is not safe for white Christians that black people or Hispanics and Native Americans develop an ideology that does not prioritize them. Do you understand what I just said? White people do not feel safe when you discuss matters that do not prioritize them. That is why Umar Johnson's school is a major problem, because Umar Johnson's curriculum is not going to prioritize white America. That's why he has a major difficulty getting the school off the ground. If you look into his website and the things that he's going to teach, his curriculum has been described as racist, mainly because it prioritizes black history, and there's nothing to do with white American history, even though the school is going to be in the United States. So they see that as problematic. It would be the same thing with our religion, okay? It's the same thing with our religion. Nothing in the Hebrew Israelite doctrine prioritizes white people. Actually, our religion teaches that they're Esau. So white people are offended by that because they know who Edom is in the Bible. And it is a priority for them to teach that the white man is not Esau. Isn't that what black Christians, isn't that the first thing they want to talk about? First of all, the white man is not Esau. Isn't that the first thing they want to talk about? You ever talk to a black Christian? See, y'all believe that the white man is Esau. Don't you be looking at them like, and so what's wrong with that? Black people believe you, white people believe you're him. How come you're not offended? How come you're not up in arms? You accept it. A black pastor will teach you that you're him. I know one. His name is Man of God on Clubhouse. A black pastor will teach you that you're him and just say that's the way it is. How come I can't teach that the white man is Esau? That's the way it is. Unacceptable. No. He will spend hours trying to talk you down from that. Do you know how important it is to white people for them to be the chosen people? So now what you have is what I talked about in that video that I played before class. You have black people rejecting themselves now and trying to delineate from black culture to prove a point to white people that I am special. And that's what God logic is. God logic is the final product of white supremacy. Crying over Charlie Kirk proves, because he gets thousands of views, it proves to his audience, look at me. I'm one of you. The way that you love Charlie Kirk, I love him too. Look at me crying. Forget the fact that Charlie Kirk thinks that black women do not have the brain processing power to work in government. That's his feeling when he was alive. Nobody should be offended that I'm stating that fact. You can watch him say that because his Instagram is still up. And we can't fly planes, you know. That's not racist. It's just the facts. DEI makes him wonder, you know, when I see a black pilot, I got to wonder, does he deserve that? His first thought isn't a black pilot. His first thought is, because of DEI, when I see a black pilot, I think, does he deserve that? See, but now if we remove DEI and I see a black pilot, I go, Well, he must have deserved it. How many black pilots you see now that DEI has been removed? See, that's the point. And he knows that. That's why it's so important for us to be business creators. Instead of looking for work, we must create work. Nobody wants the responsibility. But our black elite take responsibility for the white man. Justin Jefferson said, I'm going to pay for Charlie's daughters' lives. Would you do that for one of us, Justin? As he rocks two $1 million diamond necklaces to play football in. Justin, would you do that for one of us? But you know what he did? He proved to all the white people in his life that he's one of them. That's the only option that black people have, I guess. I guess what we learning, guys, is the only option that black people have is align yourself with whites. And that brings me to the next segment. Brothers and sisters. That brings me to the next segment. Things are about to get real spooky. The Coon Files. You thought it was just, listen. It's not just self-hate. They don't know what else to do. Watch this.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him. Ooh. Something in him is weak. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, I think, oh, she must have got she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
Okay.
How do that make sense? How? Look.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him. Ooh. Something in him is weak. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, I think, oh, she must have got she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
Okay, let's see.
Yo. So you're telling me, see, it's a status symbol when the black woman get with the white man. When the black man get a white woman, he's weak. That's also by design. I don't want to be with Esau. I'm good. But you still teaching a black woman that she achieved something by being with the white man. That leads to a sickness in the mind. Because now you got this.
When the white boyfriend effect hits your black girlfriend. When the white boyfriend effect.
Yo, so the only time you wear your natural hair and you take your lashes off and you put on decent clothes is when you dating a white man? What message is that sending? Are you saying when you get with a black man, you gotta put on the weave and the lashes and you gotta dress like a whore? Who taught you these things? Who taught you to hate yourself? And then when the Israelites in every city in the United States is trying to talk to you, you get mad at us. But you will behave for the white man? What are you teaching us? That he's your God? That he's the achievement in the world? Make that make sense to me. We don't like lashes neither. It's getting so bad
that you got preachers saying this.
Gave us any grief. We had no issues whatsoever.
And in Israel, if you actually talk to the majority of Christians, talk to them, you'll see what they say. They say Israel is the only place where we're respected and protected.
And I can attest to that as a Christian who went to Israel. I spent 2 weeks there with the church, and we had an incredible time. We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors, and immediately.
How is that a small incident? How are you having an incredible time and one of the Jew boys spit on you? They always spitting on Christians. How is that in it? I don't want to go. You didn't invite. I don't feel like I don't want to go. But you're using the black pastor to get me to go. The man just said that's the only place Christians feel safe. And here come the black man saying, we had a great time. Just they spit on us a little bit. What are you doing, Jake? Your mind is destroyed. And this comes from people like Charlie, got you hating your own self because you can't win in a debate with him. You think, I am nothing. I can't beat him. I gotta join him, and accepting less, I probably should accept less. Now you sound like this.
Somebody said to me that if Jesus is black, heaven is a ghetto. Everywhere black people live is a damn ghetto. Why should I be yelling at the white man? Hell, if it wasn't for him, we'd all probably be dead from diseases and sickness. Or hell, we each other. It wasn't for the white man. The white man built America. You say the slave built America. Don't they cover that lie? I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. You ain't built nothing. Half the time what you did build as a slave, the white man had to whoop your ass with a whoop to get you to do that little bit of work that you didn't do. It to whoop your ass to get it done. Talking about we built them. You ain't built a damn thing. Don't own a damn thing. None of it. You had Harlem, you threw that away. No, thank God for the white man. Thank God. He's built America and some other safe places. Built airlines so you can ride around on. Built automobiles. Hell, y'all ain't got one nation in Africa have built a car. Talking that damn talk. The only thing y'all can do is play basketball, run up and down the court like a bunch of double jointed.
When you don't know how to discuss the issues in the black community, you go the other way and you start lambasting your own people.
Chef, how you let them niggas violate you? Get away with that and they'll be back to annihilate you. It's all good, sometimes you gotta let your Howard have it. When it come to beef, you know I'm far from a coward at it. That's why I'm surprised, thought you was that guy. If this was 05, I know you would've let that metal fly. But 9 years later and I'm resting in your Howard shot. Smite me on the chin, I gotta present them the other side. I swear you kinda sound like a sucker. That's why it's getting hard for me to trust you. Nigga ever slap me in my face on Marrero, I'ma bust him and shoot his mama house up for nothing. You a cold dude. That's why I give thanks I'm not the old you. I'm praying that Yahweh will mold you so you can grow too. The only thing growing is this money, and you can get it too if you try to take it from me. You know what we've been through, who going back to bum me? We still had food in our tummies, but we ain't have jewels or the honeys. At least you had clean clothes. Now I'm rocking Margiela, niggas never seen those. I'm just trying to live right, trying to keep a clean nose, but you want me upstate with kosher trays and COs. You looking at this all wrong, you call yourself a Jew. I was there all alone, nigga, I'm the best you. Man, I pray the Most High bless you. This a test, dude, that you don't burn in a lake of fire like the rest do. The only thing burning is this 5.56. When I'm dumping out the AR, surprise I miss. And I ain't trying to worry you, but I'ma have his family selling fish plates and t-shirts to pay for the burial. Chef, you gotta forgive that. But Chef, I can't forget that. My spirit say forgive him, bro. My flesh want his get back. Think the chef sweet, I ain't never been a Kit Kat. I put on 17 where his ribs at. His youngest son I'm kidnapped and put the zip ties where his wrist at. You never see him till I get a brick back. You ever tried to sit back and pray for the ones that you...
When you don't know how to debate certain points, you go the other way and you say, all right, the way that I'll hold on to my pride is I'll lambast my people worse than the enemy does. Now, the enemy can't talk about me because I'm talking about my people worse than he does. And then you become that creature we saw. That lack of compassion having fool who thinks that that's the way to talk to your people. Number one, who he's describing is not even in the audience of his church. So that message is not even hitting, it's not even hitting home. Number two, there are black automobile designers, you fool. Number three, black people have so many incredible contributions. I taught that class. We are some of the most amazing inventors the world has ever seen in the midst of oppression and doubt. And he's unaware of that because he hasn't studied that, nor does he take pride in that part of our history, which is what he's supposed to be teaching to his audience, to uplift them. So when they leave his church, they can feel better about themselves and have a positive outlook on life going forward, to feel like they can accomplish things in a world that makes them feel like they cannot. He doesn't understand that because he feels like he can't do things. He feels like a small man and he feels defeated. So he wants to take that out on those that would listen to him. And that's the way he does it. You understand? Yo, I might can't do coon files. I might can't. I don't that. When I was gathering those clips, I felt like, you know, all right, that'll be a cool section and it'll get the audience riled up. But as I watched it, I was appalled, and it was back to back to back. And I was like, man, I don't, this is a lot. This is a lot. It is against my nature to talk about my people like that. I'm understanding. Okay. A true counselor understands and puts himself in the shoes of those who he wishes to counsel, or else how could you even offer advice? That was tasteless. So now, let's learn a fact. 13% versus the 50. This is something that you're going to see all over the internet. I'm always going to give you guys something to grow with. See this right here? 13% does the 50. Now, white people, they didn't like when he died, and black people was having a field day with it, making mockery of it. They didn't like that. Now, they had their fried chicken jokes, they can't breathe jokes about Trayvon, they Skittle, they Arizona jokes, they hoodie jokes about Trayvon, they can't breathe jokes about George Floyd. They've been making them jokes for 5 years. But oh my God, did you see the outrage yesterday with the talking out of the side of your neck jokes? Huh. Oh, no, that's not funny. Oh, my God, he died. He's leaving a kid behind. You guys are going to burn in hell. I'm in the comments on social media, and I'm like, yo, they are going insane. What happened to the, I can take a joke just like I can give a joke? I expected to see that. I expected to see, I was like, I don't really know this dude. He has no relevance to me. He's a podcaster. He died. Okay. People die every day, B. I reserve my love and empathy. Because remember, he said empathy shouldn't have that. And he said it's to keep the Second Amendment, some people gotta die. He said that. So I don't think he would want you crying for him. Just my thoughts. So I'm too busy mourning for the people from my community. My tears go to them. I'm not like God Logic. I'm not going to give crocodile tears so that white people could feel like I'm one of them. That's fake. I would like people to see me as a genuine person. So I'm expecting the comments to be like, I'm expecting to see people like, yo, it's not funny how he died. Like, that was gruesome, but that is kind of funny. Because white people were making horrific jokes about black people dying all the time. I was taking them in stride on social media. I would just be reading them jokes. I'm like, damn, white people evil as hell. Like, but these are like stupid kids, right? So I'm like, no, all I saw was an endless parade of that's not funny. That's not funny, bro. Take this down, bro. And I'm like, damn. This is the same generation that was like, they make fun of everything, but not one of their own. And I'm like, well, okay, white people are always going to be on code. Okay. Fair enough. I should expect that. White people are always on code. But then I saw like black people constantly typing, friend or foe, bro. Like, you don't make fun of the dead, bro. Like, that's not good. That's not good. I saw a lot of black people doing that. And I'm like, there's an overwhelming amount of black people saying, like, don't make fun of him. That's not funny. It doesn't matter what he said about black people, he left kids behind. And I'm like, damn, we're just some of the most forgiving. We're the kindest, most forgiving race. But according to him, we don't have the processing power and we're over aggressive and prone to violence. But I'm reading these comments and I'm like, we're just some of the most forgiving and nice and caring people. How can we be both at the same time? So I would like an answer for that. If there's white people in the chat, that we need to make sense of that, because There's an overwhelming amount of black people that are calling for kindness towards Charlie. So I would like the narrative that I would expect the narrative to change. That's just me. I would look, I would expect the narrative to change. Black people, there are so many black people crying for Charlie. Justin Jefferson is going to pay for his kid's life. So wouldn't the narrative change about black people? Shouldn't it be, you know what? Despite black people always getting the short end of the stick, always being, last in deferential treatment, when one of ours who definitely wasn't the kindest towards them as far as sensitivity, he just told it to him straight. They really have a soft spot for him. I would expect the narrative to change. Or unless, it ain't like that. I'm gonna be watching. Man. You guys keep your eyes open. Send me your emails. Let me see it, man. If you got white people out there saying, no, man, black people really showed up for Charlie, send me those, send me that. Because right now I just see white people crashing out. Why are you going to shoot up the HBCUs? What did it was a Republican white kid. That's what first they went through emotions. First it was a Jewish guy. Then it was a Muslim dude. Now it's a Republican white kid. His father turned him in. But they're still they were chanting, white man, fight back. White man, fight back. Then they committed white on white crime against each other and started fighting. Did y'all see the videos? So I'm really trying to understand, what do HBCUs have to do with it? And when is our president going to speak up? Our strong, powerful president. When is he going to speak up for the HBCUs? Those hardworking black children that are trying to make something of themselves by being in college, and they don't want to be a part of this 13% that does the 50. And nothing you do is going to work. The Most High God said he's going to make you a laughing stock. And it's happening. All of your plans are going to be thwarted. The net that you cast, you're going to step in it. That's what the Bible says. Esau, you lose in the end. You're desperately trying to hold on to power and you can't do it. The reason I speak against you so boldly is because I really believe in God. Let's talk about this 13 does the 50. Black people make up a little bit more than 13%. Okay? We're not 13%. Okay? I'm going to tell you the number. We're 14.4%. I was wrong. I said there was, yesterday, I was talking to somebody and I said there's about 23 million black people, but I was wrong. There's 48 million of us. Now listen to what I say to you. There's 48 million black people. Now watch this. $48 million black people. 22,000 have been convicted of murder. Now watch this. $3,400 of the 22,000 have been exonerated. So somewhere up odds about 19,000 have been convicted of murder. You got 48 million black people. Out of the 48 million, 19,000 have been convicted of murder. 48 million black people. 19,000 have been convicted of murder. But Charlie Kirk would go in front of college students and say 13% commit 50% of the murders. We have a problem with black crime in America because we got 13% doing 50% of the murders. That's not how you use this stat. 13% or 14.4% represent all black people, period. So 13% is actually 100% of black people. 100% of black people don't do 50% of the crime. Are you listening to me? If 13% did the 50%, that means I'm a murderer too. See how he present that stat? So all of those young white kids that you go to school with, that he's putting the battery in their back, they humiliate those black children every day with that stat when they want to make fun of you. Listen, Jamal, it's not my fault 13% does 50% of the crime and you don't know what to say because you're just trying to learn. What do you go to school for? Athletic training? This isn't your area of expertise. You see the Hebrew Israelites, you don't want to talk to us, because social media and your friends like God Logic told you to stay away from us. Yo, brother, come kick it with us. No, I'm good. You walk past us. .04%, according to the sister, commit murder. Why he don't say the stat like that? 0.04% of black people commit murders, right? Why he don't say the stat like that? Same number, 0.04% when you round it up. Araya on the spot. Araya down to the decimal. You know why he don't have to say it like that? Because he's arguing with kids. He's arguing with uninformed people, or he's arguing with black people who are a part of the show, who are up there to help spread the narrative, because they do that. They're a part of the Coon Files. Let me do this again. Y'all write so many comments, I can't find it. I might have to type it again. Nah, y'all write too many comments. Hold on, I gotta type it again. Here's the right way to say this. Among the 13%, create 50%. That's fair to say. Those people got to be stopped. Fuck! Those people got to be stopped. All murderers got to be stopped. What they are trying to say to you is, why y'all didn't tell me to change the banner at the bottom? Come on, man. Let me pick a banner. I like this one. All murderers got to be stopped. So the narrative is a disproportionate amount of the totality of violent crimes are committed come from the black community. Who's to say that? Oh, well, the statistics say that. Because you guys are only 13% of the population, but 50% of the murders can be accounted for from among you. If all things were equal, since you're only 13% of the population, you shouldn't be able to do 50% of the murders. See the logic? And then they smile sarcastically because that means that black people are inherently violent. See? But remember, only 0.04% of you are murderers or are convicted of it. That's less than less than what? 5%? What are we doing? What on what chart is something that's 5%? If 5% of you do something, you're inherently do it. Think about what I just asked you. On what chart, when 5% of you do something, it means that the group inherently does something. I only ask one question. Y'all know I don't ask many questions. I ask the right question. Y'all know me. When I try to debate on Clubhouse, nobody want to talk to me. When I try to debate in general, when it's the Q&A round, nobody takes my questions. It's because I don't ask any question. I ask the right question. On what chart does 5% of the people doing something mean the whole group inherently does something? All murderers are bad. But of the whole, 5% of the group is murderers. So that means what? The whole group is inherently bad because the people leave his gatherings thinking black people are inherently violent. But nobody knows to ask how I just asked the question like that. We can go into kidnappings, child molestation, arson, human trafficking, larceny. And that's when you'll see the numbers go into the 100,000s, right? White people dominating. And then they'll say, well, that's because it's a lot of white people. Well, then how come, wait a minute. So you're doing it a lot. The numbers will be the same, 5%, 7%. If 4% means we inherently do something and you've got 8, 9% of something, Doesn't that mean you inherently do something? Oh, that's not the conversation. That's what happens when you use the numbers the way they try to use it. But the conversation will never flesh out that way because he never debates someone who's skilled in FBI table 43A. And he never will be, unfortunately. Because it ain't about that. It's about making black people look away. Let's do another stat. 70% or 2/3 grow up without a father. It's another stat he'll throw around. See, my problem is, why you talk about my people's issues so much? Are you trying to say that black people are the problem with America? Are you saying black people are holding America back? You don't hire us no more. Y'all are on welfare more. Y'all are on government assistance more than us. Affirmative action was helping the white woman more than anybody. Are you saying that we're holding America back? Why you keep talking about us so much? You wouldn't have an agenda, would you? Yes. To make white people feel superior so that I can be a fan of you. You comfort me. I'll follow you now. I like you. I'm in the business of feeling superior and you make me feel that way. I like you. And it's like people act like that ain't what it's about. And you know how easy it is to keep up that act? It ain't about that. It ain't about feeling superior. It ain't about that. It's just about truth. It's about truth. Who are you talking to? But my generation, you can't play with us like that. But 16, 17-year-old kids, you can brainwash them that way. And now you've raised a whole new generation of racists to dominate the United States. As all the baby boomers died and all the Trump's generations died, they can feel comfortable knowing we've left it to people in our image. You know what I'm saying? That's all this is about. And the Most High had other plans. Let me say this. What, Charlie Kirk, who you been around and what you experienced that led you to believe that 70% of black families don't have a father in the house? Where you from? I'm from the hood. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. Population 750,000, give or take. From the hood for real. I grew up around a lot of fathers. And I'm born in the 80s, man. Crack, weed, cocaine, heroin, formaldehyde dip, jail. I grew up around a lot of fathers. 70%? 2 out of 3? That means every 2 black kids ain't got their pops. No. No. It was a lot of young men that didn't have their father. I knew white kids that ain't had their pops. Straight up. Mommy divorced. Daddy's not home. Is that your lived experience in South Dakota? I'm just seeing fatherless black kids everywhere. It's not your lived experience. But it is a number you can throw around, and an inexperienced young person probably cannot handle that. Right? You know what the truth is? The truth is this. This is the truth. 42% of black families have the father in the home. That means 58% don't. You said 70%. You throw that number around. You was throwing that number around that day. His last words was gang violence. The last 2 words he spoke on this earth was gang violence. And he got clapped by a white guy, one of his own people. Own people. That's almost 50-50. That's not 2/3, Brody. That doesn't even take into account, listen, all that number is wedlock. It's about marriages. That does not take into account divorce or people who never got married. Right? I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Me and my wife are not married in the government's eyes. We're married in God's eyes, though. Me and her have our own marriage in God's eyes. We're married under Levitical law. But under Charlie Kirk's eyes, when he could see me and her are not, I'm not in my child's life. I got 2 sons. I see them every day. Thank you, Howard. But you see how the stats don't work? What are you telling young people in my neighborhood and in college is this? You don't know what you're talking about. What you doing? My father been in my life. My father was in my father's father was in his life. My mother's father was in her life. What are you talking about? My father's brother in his kid's life. My father's nephews in their kids' life. All the brothers in my camp in their kids' life. They might not be married in Esau's law, but they marry in Levitical law. And they in all their kids' life. Play with their kids every day. I see their kids. Their kids be in my house. They just had a pool party in my backyard. What are you talking about? Kids happy. La la. Ice cream. Happy black children. Protected. But you letting Charlie Kirk, a white dude, tell you how black people is living. And he's lying. Telling you that because the father's not in the house, it leads to criminality. Instead of saying what leads to criminality is lack of opportunity. And the opportunity isn't there because our capitalist society is failing. Our capitalist society is failing because our government is full of crooks and thieves. And they'll kill you if you get in their way. They're also murderers. He won't say that. And they're bought by a foreign government. He won't say that. Mind your business. Well, yeah. Well, there's no. I love my people. Black people are wonderful people, family oriented, very loving. You know what I like? I like how they bring up King Von. I don't know no King Von music. I can't tell you a lyric. But damn about King Von, bro. From New Jersey. The hell is a King Von, man? Don't listen to that. Why King Von and black men are killing each other? Ain't that what Matt Nuclear said to Amanda Seals? King Von and black men are killing each other. Yo, what? What are you talking about? We do block parties. What? You know what's a big deal? Our PAL football games. Okay? We love our kids. And our Little League baseball, we love it. Okay? Away with you. The problem is our communities are over-policed. Well, that's because you guys are violent. No. It's because the cops listen to you and they think what you say about us is true. And then when they come into our neighborhood, they talk to us like animals. And then when we look at them like they out of their freaking mind, they become Superman and they think they're God instead of a servant of the peace. And then when we don't obey their orders, like they RoboCop, because we don't know who the hell they talking to, they become dictators and hyper enforcers, and then they start assailing us and violating our human rights. And because our skin is dark, you don't have our perspective. And violence against us becomes justified because we don't completely comply. And a rationale gets made of, why didn't you just do what he said, bro? Instead of, that's a human being. Why did you treat him that way? Because when that happens to a white girl or a white man, that's what's said. And it boils down to the fact that we got to share the planet with these creatures. So you can either cry and try to get them to look at you another way and love you, because they not. Yo, don't get it in your mind that I don't love God logic. The brother could come home. Right now, he's too arrogant to realize it. He thinks this is the right way to behave. But he's belittling himself. This is effeminate behavior. This is not a warrior for truth. He's embarrassing himself. He's aligning himself with some. If he died the same way, Vocab Malone wouldn't cry for him. Man, I think Vocab, the most he would do, man, that's messed up what happened to him, bro. That is really messed up, man. Like, this world is messed up, man, but he was a cool dude, man. I will say that, man. R.I.P. God Logic, man. Well, moving on. I'm telling you. You think you're gonna cry for you? It ain't even really about the crying. It's just, I know why you doing it. You trying to pull these people in, bro. But the Lord ain't asked you to do that. Comparing him to Jesus Christ, you're stupid for that. And I know you believe in white Jesus. You've proven it to me. You're proving it to me. I think he goes in. I think he actually does it. Yeah. Look at this. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. There's no way. That's appalling. That's appalling, bro. But that's the religion that he's wrapped up in. You feel me? And then when that's his Jesus that he wants to worship and believe in. You feel me? And then when we're out there and we're militant and our God and the iconoclasm that we use resembles us, and the imagery that we use aligns with our phenotype and us, you know, they got a problem with it. But did you see that? That's what when he closes his eyes to pray, yo, that's what he's seeing, man. That's what all the people that you're talking to in the street, when they close their eyes to pray, your mother, your grandmother, that's what they seeing. And that's God to them. That's because he believes Jesus is God. So like that's what they seeing, man. And that's a heavy brainwashing. It ain't so simple to just come out of that. You're chosen by the Lord to be where you are today, to understand the things that you understand. People are usually dumb for the most part. So a guy like Charlie was empowering millions of kids to have the viewpoint of their grandparents. And he was instilling it in them in a politically correct way that was so valuable to white America. They are hurt right now. And you need to understand that. Okay? So that's his relevance. Okay? So if you're in the proximity of black children who want to enter into debate, who want to discuss politics, who feel like they want to even get into that type of talk, number one, they probably might approach you arrogantly. You tell them you're a Hebrew Israelite, they're going to think less of your position because it's not mainstream, and they might not openly accept advice from you, but do it anyway and let them know, like, listen, before you step in that arena, there's a right way to approach these statistics, and I can help you. And give them the information we armed you with tonight, okay? Because they'll make a fool of themselves and it'll discourage them, and then they're going to be crying on YouTube thinking that Charlie Kirk is their savior, all right? Their savior is the Black Messiah. And he's coming back for justice because he was railroaded in the justice system. Pontius Pilate had the power to release him, seeing no guilt in him, and still delivered him to capital punishment to die. And he's going to answer for that. Don't forget that. All right? It's 11 o'clock. So, man, with that, let this dude go into obscurity as far as we're concerned. His relevance is irrelevance. The most relevant is Yahweh Shai, your Lord and Savior, Son of the Most High God, who is the most relevant entity in existence, the supreme deity, creator of the entire universe alone, the Most High God. And he has called us to worship in spirit and in truth. Okay? Got a couple of announcements, man. We got New Moon coming up, September 21st. We're going to be keeping it in Atlanta. Send us an email at SOT Feast Day if you want to be in the building. The opening for Feast of Tabernacles is available now. If you want to join us for Feast of Tabernacles, we're keeping it starting that Thursday. As a group, we're going to be there from Thursday to Monday. If you want to join us, the link is in the chat. Click that, type that in. All the discounts are made available except for the IDC discount. Y'all playing with the IDC. Season 2, I delayed it. Y'all playing with the IDC. I'm thinking about releasing season 2 because y'all playing with it. It's too crazy. Season 2 definitely gonna be delayed. But for my executive members on the Patreon, y'all code has been released already. If y'all join us for the tabernacles, it's gonna be a time of feasting, prayer, and activities, and counsel. It's gonna be a spiritual gathering, so make sure y'all come with the right attitude. Once again, I must promote the best Patreon content on the net, the best spiritual Patreon on the net, SOT Israelites, patreon.com/SOT Israelites, Captain's Corner feast days, behind the scenes resources, exclusive camps, debates, and tribal fitness, and Pillars of Rest. Make sure you choose the right tier so you got access to the content you want to see. I believe we have the best spiritual content on the net. Some new books coming, minus the daily content. All new Captain's Corners videos coming as well. And the live stream of the feast days, as usual, you should expect. Okay? There's that. If you want to join the camp, send an email to sotisraelites@gmail.com. We just started a new prospect phase, but we keep them moving rapidly. Same thing with the Pillars of Rest, pillarsofrest@gmail.com. If you're a sister and you want to be a part of this thing of ours, okay? I think that's it for announcements. Like we do every week, we're going to send up the Lord's Prayer in the Paleo Hebrew, and then we're going to have someone interpret in the English. Just call this number at the bottom of the screen. Make sure your phone is on mute. To the Levites, give us time to get everybody in the call before y'all begin prayer. I'm going to let you know when to begin, okay? Just let everybody convert from the class over to the call, all right? So I hope y'all enjoyed the class. We'll be back here next week, the same time. New topic. If you missed the camp video, go back and watch it. Tomorrow, around 12 o'clock, Bar for Bar is our Saturday afternoon class. Make sure y'all watch that and tap in. I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. So once again, call that number. Let's get to prayer. Peace and safety to the elect in the four corners of the earth. And remember, you change your mind, you change the world. It doesn't matter what people say about us. It's what you think about yourself that's important, okay? We're the Israelites. It doesn't matter who they think you are. It's who you think you are and how you choose to live. All right? The Most High has the power, and he showed it this week. Shalom.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the body, you can donate via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. We are the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved.